It is Ryan Kim on Uncensored. Honest Renovations on Roku. Season 2. Jessica Alba and Lizzy Mathis in the show right now.
One time.
I watch these shows all the time.
You do?
And I'm always looking forward to something that I didn't know because I watch them all the time. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that paint has gas.
Wow, you didn't know that.
No, when y'all were doing one, and I was like, make sure it gets lighter in because there's. How did you decide to make sure you give these little tidbits about stuff? Because now I'm like, because I got a whole room, and I actually shot a video.
You did
of something I need your help on, but I'll get to that later on.
You trying to get free advice?
Of course.
We charge for the
free
hour.
Radio promo. Look at my 15 seconds. How do you guys decided that you're gonna, add those little tidbits? Because I'm actually learning something along with the family stuff.
This is things that we do in our lives.
Right.
So we have families, which are obviously our kids are very important to us, and we try to create sustainable, eco-friendly, whenever we can, healthy environments for us to live in, and things like that. Off-gassing is a big deal. So as we go into these houses and we're designing for families with children in mind, especially, we always want to make sure that we're bringing them the exact level we would bring our own families.
Yep. And you are always in the trenches. I mean, the episode I saw where Jessica was shopping and you were rolling up nasty carpet with a hazmat suit on.
I sure did put a hazmat suit on.
How is it? I mean, the timing, she always seems to show up right after the work is done.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that. I'd like for us to approach that topic. Go ahead.
I just feel like we should both be in a different place at the same time. It's more efficient that way.
Great.
That's
what
That's
she
your
said.
answer?
It works out.
Yeah, exactly. We're rolling with
out.
that. No, you know what, though? But I like it. Like, it's usually, me and Tinku. Jess is there, too, for a lot of it. But when it is Tinku and myself, we get in there, we get dirty, we have a good time. But, listen, things got to get done. So we are on a tight time schedule. And if she can't make it, we still got to keep on moving.
Yeah, when y'all move people out, where do they go?
Airbnb.
Yeah, they go to a different house.
Because, this takes like some months.
Yeah, it usually takes about 2.5, maybe 3 months.
Yeah.
And we're doing all the homes at one time. So
Really?
we move everybody
Because
out
that's how you get
within a week.
efficiency with the same, construction team.
Okay. When y'all went into the Home Depot, did you shut the Home Depot down? Because I was like, the Home Depot should look empty today.
We had to
shut
go
down aisles.
Yeah, we had to go at night as well, so it was super busy because we didn't want to disrupt the customers.
Yeah, I mean, you come walking up, and oh my God! Yeah.
But we have like a camera crew, it could be.
It's a big to do.
Yeah.
So I never see the part about the cost. Like, does it cost a lot of money? Because the one lady
we have a budget for the whole show, and we have to, really budget out all the renovations inside of this one.
You know why you don't see the budget, though?
Why?
Because we're doing this for the families.
Right.
So, one thing that we're just able to do, what we were very, cognizant of, is we didn't want to walk away and take all the furniture and things like that with us. We wanted to make sure it was stuff that they could keep, that they could have in the home, that they could enjoy, that it was for them. So we really don't put in costs, even though we have a master budget. We use slightly different budgets on every house depending on what family needs.
Right.
And also what we can get sponsored, and we also have great sponsorships and appliance companies, Home Depot, partnerships.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
We got more when we come back. It's Ryan Kim on Uncensored. It is Ryan Kim on Uncensored, Jessica Alba and Lizzy Mathis. We're talking Honest Renovations, Season 2. And are you renovating? You want to ask a question?
I mean, I'm not renovating.
You should.
But what I've noticed and what I love is that you guys have known each other for the longest. How is it working? Because I tried to explain this to somebody.
Yes.
How is it working with your bestie?
It's great. Like, overall, I can honestly say it's a great. Her face looks crazy as hell, and so I'm gonna let her answer on her own. I would say from my perspective, yeah, she's nervous. That's what that is. That's nerves right there.
She don't know what you're
like,
gonna
is
say.
she gonna be real, or is she gonna give you the half real? That's what she always thinking. Okay, but the real is it's a great experience. However, we do still fight. Like we are like sisters.
We are like sisters.
We love each other, but then we also talk to each other funky as hell sometimes. And
Funky as hell.
It's not cool, but we check each other.
Yeah.
We hold each other to really high standards.
Right.
But we don't always agree. And so I think it's dope because we are so honest with each other that we know when to go in and when to pull back. You know how when you like taptoeing and you like, oh no, I went too far.
Right.
Let me stop.
Up against the line.
Yeah, let me stop.
Yeah.
That's how we are. And we know that line with each other. So it's actually a really great dynamic.
Yeah.
Because we get so much more done and we're having a great freaking time doing it.
Because when y'all, some of the stuff that y'all do do for families. And in one episode, like I'm always like on the edge of my chair when it's like something that I say, I'm like, oh, I don't know how that's gonna work. Y'all took a family, the young lady who had lost her grandmother and her mom, and y'all took
Her
the dad's
father.
shirt, her father, I'm sorry,
Yep.
and took the T-shirt and made it into a teddy bear. And I was like, ooh, I wonder how this is gonna go over. And then there's always that moment, but then she said she's gonna keep it for herself instead of giving it to her daughter.
Yeah.
When y'all decide to make those kind of decisions, like, is a lot of thought? I mean, has anything ever gone wrong? And people like, oh, I don't like this.
You know, luckily we haven't had
luckily
that.
it's been okay.
Yeah.
That was, I mean, when you're dealing with someone who's dealing with loss
Right.
and grief, that was a tough episode for both of us because it just, you don't.
It was
you can't-
snot bubble crying.
Yeah.
I mean, because
was.
they cut away one time, and I was like, man, this is deep.
I
Yeah,
know.
it
You didn't even
was.
see the outtakes.
No,
If
yeah.
you had saw the outtakes in this episode,
We had to stop a few times.
yeah, you would have been.
Yeah,
you
we
would have been.
were-
We were literally
'Cause we
like
were with her
Yeah.
in the depth of what she was feeling in that moment, and it's very human.
and
you
it was
know?
raw. It's
very
super
raw.
raw. And at the time that we filmed this, I had lost my mom not too long
sorry to
before
hear
that.
that.
And so thank you, but before that. So for me, I was just like, I knew every emotion Tam was feeling.
Right.
Like it was almost like seeing her go through it. I was like, I'm right there with you. Like I
Right.
felt it. And so we went in with very kid gloves. We made sure that everything that we did had
mindful.
Yeah, her at the heart of it. Every decision was with her at the heart of it, and what she was willing to do in terms of like get rid of things,
Right.
Donate things. We just made sure she was ready for every step of the process.
Yeah, we
We
checked
got
in
more.
with her a lot.
When we come back. Ryan Cameron Uncensored, Jessica Alba, and Lizzy Mathis here. We're talking Honest Renovations, Season 2. Did you guys think it was going to catch on like this?
Yeah, we knew.
Well, I think when you watch the show, there's nothing like it on television.
That's what I was saying.
And especially a renovation show, usually the stars are the interior designers.
Right.
And the star of the show is usually the before and after. And for us, we wanted the stars to be the families we serve. So, yeah, I think that's the difference. It has so much more heart.
We knew that people would relate to it. That's
Okay.
what we knew. We went in and we were very intentional about that. We were very intentional about how we casted the show, what the show looked like, the different types of families that we highlight and show up in the show.
Especially
Because there's a
season two.
vetting process,
It's a
right?
vetting process.
Because
Yeah.
there was one family, I guess, that it looked like the father, he started crying because it looked like his whole house has just been given to the kids. It was just stuff in their room, and he was like, I'm going to hand out the nuggets from right here. I'm going to give out the chicken nuggets. It was like,
Yeah,
he felt like, when you get kids, and I mean, I have 3 and Ray has, 3 kids as well. When you get kids, you just kind of like give over to the kids and you forget about, yourself and also your spouse. I mean,
Yeah.
that was very important, I guess, for you guys to make sure, hey, here's a time for you guys to cuddle on the couch and get
Yes,
together.
right.
It's very mindful of you.
Very mindful. And what's so funny is that in that episode, we thought for sure the mom was going to cry. We were pregnant. We were like, man, I know she's going to walk in. She's going to be like, oh, my God.
Cry,
and she's just going to start crying,
cry,
right?
cry,
No, it was
cry.
the
It
dad.
was the dad.
Yeah.
The dad, we walked in, dad was like, oh my God. He just like,
And he couldn't get it
was
together.
So
Yeah.
sweet.
He just
It
kept
was like,
going. It was so sweet.
it was so sweet. And we had it
It was
all
so
wrong. We
tender.
were like, what?
Yeah.
I'm
So-
telling you, he felt like he just,
You
it
just
looked like he was
don't know.
like, man, I got my house
Yes,
back.
that's exactly right.
It was like,
These kids.
He's like, you gave me life again. And that's exactly how you feel. But as a parent, you feel like that. You feel so overwhelmed when you have all these small people in your house that you like, dang, can I get a space, please?
Yeah.
No, that's
And we
right.
were able to do that for them.
So it's season 1, and now we're on season 2 on Roku in the can. Has there ever been a situation where you both walked in and looked at each other like, I don't know if we can do this one? Like,
Yeah.
That happens
There's
a
been-
lot.
yeah, there's been a few
In season 1, I
spaces.
won't name it, but there was a moment we walked in and we were like,
okay. Yeah.
We didn't when you
Because
do
you
the
don't
casting process,
know
you don't know
if
what you're
the
going to walk
family
into.
is really willing to go through I think conceptually they're like, yes, I want my home to be renovated, but the
Yeah.
reality is they're really not willing to do it. And then you're
yeah.
sort of like,
To let go.
Yeah.
Right.
Letting
of
go
the
is hard.
stuff,
Yeah.
Moving out.
Allowing
'Cause we
strangers
pack
to
'em
come
up.
in.
Right.
We pack them up that day.
That's they, right? Yeah.
The day we meet them.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
We got more when we come back. It's Ryan Cameron Uncensored. We're talking Honest Renovations. We're talking to Lizzy Mathis, talking to Jessica Alba. 70 movies. Then you pivot and you go into Honest with
Wait,
that.
70?
I saw something that 70. That's 70 movies.
On your way,
between, I mean, like.
Many.
How many do you think you've done?
I don't know.
Let's take a guess.
Yeah, let's say
it has been 30 years, though. And which is weird, because I'm like... 31.
and I told you when you came in, I mean, people always talk about, I mean, we did an interview when you were promoting Honey. That was, I don't know how many years ago.
Like
and you looked exactly the same.
Oh my goodness,
so, I mean,
I have more eyebrows. That's the difference.
But you've been, we talk about it a lot on this show about being able to pivot. I mean, and first of all, we always say when somebody who's, you guys, celebrity status, you don't have to do this. I mean, it's a whole squad in here of people that are supporting you. And we understand that, you know, as it elevates, you may be like, I don't want to do radio. So we want to say, first of all, thank you for coming in and promoting this. Because you don't have to do it. I mean, it's a big, big deal for us to be able to connect with our audience and bring you guys to life over the radio. But what made you decide, after you decided to step away from one of the biggest brands ever, to go back and can you just like, would you ever decide I'm just gonna stay at home and just do the mommy thing and just, you know, go out on a super yacht?
It was never an option to not work. I think I'll always want to create. I think it's just part of who I am, and I'm ambitious and I have dreams, and I think getting back into entertainment is something I knew I was always going to do. I just didn't know when. And I brought on a new CEO at Honest. She's my third. And I gave her like a year of ramping up, getting the team together, getting the company just really used to her being the leader.
Right.
And then I felt comfortable with her taking it from here. And she really has, I think, the executional excellence that I was looking for in a CEO.
Was that hard letting go?
Yeah, it is hard. It's sort of like...
When it's your baby.
Yeah, it's like sending your kid off to college. You know, you're sort of like, I love you, and can you stay a little baby forever? And call me, you know. But no, it's great because it's really, Honest is ready for that next phase.
Right.
And I also am ready to grow again. And I feel like I'm sort of now in the chrysalis, like kind of a cocoon. And I feel like I'm going to sprout out and into my wings again as a butterfly. I think we do a lot of sort of like extending and becoming, and you become your butterfly, but then you kind of die and you get to have a rebirth. And I feel like I'm sort of in that rebirth right now. So we'll see where it goes. But I had a movie.
There's something else coming? Yeah.
Yeah, I
Trigger
did
warning.
Trigger warning, and that did really well. And I was like, okay, God, maybe this is where I'm supposed to be. And then this show, and so we'll see what's next. I have a couple things in business. I have a lot of things in production and development, but I'm just excited about kind of having a clean slate.
Yeah.
And the unknown, because I feel like so much of my life is so planned out. It's pretty cool. And then my daughter just like got her driver's license, and I have
How was that?
a kid. It's terrifying. It's literally, this girl is driving like it is her full-time job. She won't get out of that dang car. She's like making excuses.
Do y'all ride together?
I hate it.
Yeah, that's when you realize that the brakes on your side don't work.
Literally. The week before she got her license, I was like, okay. She's like, Mommy, I need to practice. And I was like, okay. We go and drive. And she couldn't make those like last minute decisions. And I'm like, honey, driving is last minute decisions.
Right.
Yeah. We had an argument. She got out the car. I used my mom voice in front of the valet. And I was like, she tried to FaceTime her dad. I was like, we are not FaceTiming your dad. You're getting your butt back in the car. I'm like, you were not ready to drive this car. Right. And then she's like, I'm going to prove to you, Mom, that I'm ready. And a week later, she went on the freeway 3 times, and she passed her test, and now she has her license. So
Now she won't stay at home.
Now this girl won't stay at home.
That's what you get for using your mommy voice.
I did.
That's what you get for using your mommy voice.
I know. I don't use it very often, but this time I was like, you better get back in this car right now.
Oh, she tight-lipped it.
Yeah, I was like,
doing
get back in this
everything I
car.
love.
And this is a production company that y'all joined and started together for the show?
We did, yeah. We, during the pandemic, Lizzie will tell you,
Yeah, oh, okay.
I feel like I've been talking too much.
All right, I'll jump in. No, I think during the pandemic we did. We did a lot of content. We did a lot of lifestyle type things. We
did stuff for YouTube.
We renovated spaces.
Mm-hmm.
We did all this,
Right.
and that's where the concept of kind of this show came about.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, we jointly produced this show.
Yeah.
We executive produced it together, co-created it together, and we co-hosted it together.
Right.
Yeah.
So how is it editing when you decide, what has to go on the editing room? I mean, because you're like, is this too much? Was this too much crying or what?
Well, we do edits separately, which
Really?
is funny.
Yeah, we
because
don't do them together.
We don't do them
Puts
together.
in her notes, I put in my notes.
Yeah.
And so we see different things.
We do. We see different things, but it's great too because some things that I pick up on, she might have missed, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Like she'll pick up on things about me that I that I didn't see. So it's like we're looking at each other at the same time that we're also trying to edit the piece and look at ourselves, and it's a lot happening. But we do it separately, and because of that, we get really great edits out of it.
Well, I'm just inspired because I know now that you don't have to be a great artist. When I see some of the diagrams, I feel like I'm the stick man king.
Oh my God!
Yeah. I mean,
Oh my gosh, I am the
when you
worst.
try to draw the double dryer and the washer, I was like,
I'm
ooh,
the
that looks like
worst.
my Afro man back in the
everything's
day.
like a table. I'm like, why do you have this table in the middle of the laundry room? It's
I
not
feel-
a
I feel-
table.
I feel good now.
It's not a
It's
table.
I'm like, I too can be a designer. Look,
That's
look at
right.
this.
Yes, that's right. You too can do it.
I can do it.
Yes, look, we're inspiring.
I'm telling you, I'm like, oh, stick man, come back.
That's right. That's right. Now you can do your space.
You all
There you
can
go.
After I show y'all
Talk
this video,
about
y'all
yourself.
thought I was playing. I got up this morning. I was like, I'm gonna show them this video because this is my problem, and I'm gonna get this free advice. So again, man,
Not if you keep hating on my drawings.
Look.
we're kindred spirits on
Look,
this.
see?
I
You
stick
came in
people.
hating on me. See, and this one turned on you. You
Don't
see how
make
that
her
works?
use the mommy
you see how that
voice.
works?
Oh.
Exactly. I'm
I'm
gonna
about to get
tell
out the
you
car.
something.
I'm about to get out the car right now. Jessica Alba and Lizzy Mathis, give it up for them right
One
here.
time.
Man. Honest Renovations on Roku, Season 2.